There is a saying I heard long ago. Trust is like a mirror. Once it's broken, you can fix it, but you will always see the cracks. Now I don't say that to discourage you, but to remind you of how precious trust is, and how careful we must be with it. Trust is the invisible thread that holds relationships together. Between friends, between lovers, between parents and children, even between nations. It's built slowly, over time. With honesty, with consistency, with respect. But it can be lost in a moment. With a lie, a betrayal, a silence when there should have been truth. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I mentored a young man. He was sharp, talented, full of dreams. But he had one flaw. He believed that as long as his intentions were good, his actions didn't matter much. One day, he lied to someone he cared about. It was small, he said. Harmless. But the damage was done. The other person walked away, not angry, but disappointed. And that hurt him more than anger ever could. He came to me and said, "I didn't mean to hurt them. I thought they'd understand." I looked at him and replied, "They did understand. That's why it hurt. Because they trusted you." You see, trust isn't just about whether something is true. It's about whether someone can depend on you to be true. Even when it's hard. Even when it's uncomfortable. Now, what happens when trust is broken? Here is what I've learned. Trust, once broken, is not rebuilt with words. It is rebuilt with actions. With time. With humility. With the quiet courage to say, "I was wrong, and I'm willing to do the work to make it right." And that work, it's not a straight road. There will be doubts. There will be days when the other person questions your sincerity. But if you're patient, if you keep showing up with honesty and care, something beautiful begins to happen. The cracks may still be there, but slowly, the bond is restored. Just like a broken bridge can be rebuilt stone by stone, trust can be rebuilt truth by truth. But there is another side to this. We must also learn how to trust ourselves. Because if you do not trust yourself to speak the truth, to follow through, to act with integrity, you will struggle to earn that trust from others. So start there. Start with the promises you make to yourself. When you say you'll do something, do it. When you feel tempted to hide the truth, face it. When you fall short, acknowledge it with grace, not guilt. This is how self-trust grows. And when you trust yourself, you begin to show up differently in the world. More grounded, more sincere, more dependable. Do you see that bridge? It was once swept away in a storm. Years ago. But the villagers didn't give up. They laid stone after stone, plank after plank. They did not rush. They rebuilt with care. Now it stands strong again. Not the same as before, but even more meaningful. Because now, it carries the story of repair. This is how we must treat trust. Not as something owed to us, but something we build, brick by brick, word by word, day by day. So if you've broken trust, be patient, be honest, show up. And if you're learning to trust again, don't be afraid to protect your heart. But don't let past pain close it entirely. We are human. We hurt each other. But we can also heal each other. And in that process, in the slow rebuilding of what was once broken, we often discover a deeper kind of connection. One that's not just based on perfection, but on truth, effort, and the courage to grow. Remember, trust, once broken, can be rebuilt. But only if we honor it as the sacred thing it is. So take care with your words. Be gentle with promises. And always, always choose honesty, even when it's hard. Because in the end, it's not what we say that builds trust. It's who we become. Until next time, speak truthfully, live with integrity, and walk gently on the mindful path.